Did you try any of those snacks, Anthony?
Not yet.
Yeah, they're yummy. So is there a preferred time you wanna do? Weekday, weekend? Weekdays is already here. Just get away.
You haven't done.
Sometimes I don't even get on this ground. So did you?
I saw the email. So it's, what? So it's,
I think they stopped it like 2 o'clock.
I think,
I with the team. These are the questions.
we could go back to where does Joe have it now? Yeah, the power. Here's power follow up.
Follow up.
Follow up.
Yeah, we're follow up.
Power follow up. And I'm not with him now, or is he still finishing your field? Okay. Let me know. So I owe Steven a couple things, or one thing now. Oh. It's on it. Do we, are you jumping on it?
Hi, Caroline.
Hi, my computer has been giving me problems today, so if my video starts freezing, this is the warning in advance. I might even just turn it off in a minute. I had another meeting where it was acting up the whole time, so.
Gotcha, okay. Change your name there, and yeah, we're
Oh,
just
thank
waiting
you.
for folks to join. It'll be a small but mighty crowd, and then you're good to stay for this, are you planning the CAC as well?
Yeah, I'll be on, I guess I'll have to log out and log back in for the other meeting. Yeah, I'll be on time, and then I've got to send an email to Alexi to schedule that meeting tomorrow, which it's in my inbox. I know to do it. It's just I haven't had the chance to get around to it. I've had a bit of a wild day, so.
Got it.
Buenos días, buenas tardes.
Or, yeah.
Tell me when you're ready. Everything. Oh, okay.
More food. I can.
Feel warm.
No.
What's happening here? They're gonna get party?
Well, that's, from the lunch and day, so that's available for people to enjoy.
You guys came in to present for the concessions contract today, and they brought food,
Nice.
and we're like, we're having some meetings here this afternoon, can you just leave them?
Oh, they still got, well, that's perfect. How are you? So sorry about your nephew. We,
Yeah.
we're gonna have.
I didn't know it was gonna be the same day.
No, it's- We're gonna have Caroline step in and get this meeting. In your place.
A special party for us? I know it was good for us.
Yeah.
So special. Thank you. Oh my God, I feel.
Yeah, that's why I went.
We had, there's a lot more coming out too for CAC.
We reached out to
We
Caroline.
had a presentation today for one of the competitors in the concessions procurement, and they brought all this food in,
Mr. Warm.
and and Sandra, how are you, sir? Thank you very much. It's Sandra made. It's baked. We're still-
Margot? How's the weather? I know there's still food for the fun when we reach the AC. Hi. This is snack. Every day.
Oh my God, I got How are you? That's Vicky. Oh, it's okay.
Señorita, ¿me cuentas?
And I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. 7 years. Oh, no.
No, oh, okay.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, come on.
It's too early.
Yeah.
Hello, Anthony.
I.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's all fine.
Another one tomorrow morning, I'm assuming that.
Got a lot going. The wheels are spinning. They are indeed. Not sharing for this meeting, right? You what? I'm not sharing anything for this meeting. Yeah, you are procurement update.
How are you?
Not in slides.
That's all.
You don't have slides for that one either.
No, you have slides.
Oh, I do, yeah.
I know, that definitely will get a good cadence.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait a couple minutes. Alfonso did email me that he was going to be here and Angela was gonna be joining virtually. And. We can work.
I'm gonna take a name.
Is Ernest coming?
On my card.
Okay.
My son's got on the honors roll.
Oh, very cool.
So happens that would be covering those.
Okay, sounds good. Congrats.
Thank you. My daughter graduated earlier.
I'm sorry to hear about it.
Oh,
Is your dad? Your mom.
Okay.
But she had a good life.
I was trying to eat on.
Fascinated by the fact that even though you may be 50, 60 years old, and has 60 still working.
I kind of blew on. Let's do that. There's something about knowing that they're out there somewhere.
I'm so excited about this.
I'll tell you that, it's. Here's one raven, and that's it.
You know? In case it be there. I don't know.
So, we might get rid of one of things out there. Stuff in there. So, ideally, get it out of order. Take out. Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, spaghetti, pasta, boil in a bowl.
Uh-huh.
Put water, in, get that bowl and stick it in a bowl with it.
Uh-huh,
Lay that in it, in water. You know what I'm saying?
uh-huh,
And that hot water, boiling water, heat the water in the second one.
uh-huh.
Doesn't take very long, and it's starting to crystallize.
And then so put this in a jar,
No,
just leave it in there.
take a pasta bowl, boiling water, and then take a salad, smaller salad bowl, float in there.
Uh-huh,
Fill it with water too, hot water, stick that in that.
uh-huh,
And if you do it in the boiling one, it'll melt the water.
oh, okay.
It touches the bottom.
Oh, it already crystallized.
I need to do that, it's yours. They went fast.
It's super fast.
Yeah.
David knows
It's
how to
not
do that.
pasteurized at all, so.
Salad bowl and a bowl of hot.
You're just making a makeshift double boiler. Pasta bowl, pasta sauce, you know, whatever big old pot.
Yeah.
Hot boiling water. I use a little stainless steel metal bowl, is that a bowl? Put that in there with just hot water right out of the sink. The boiling water to heat that even more. That goes inside the second.
The boiling water doesn't keep the salad bowl or the doesn't go too hot and melt the plastic. So
If you just put it in the bottom of a boiling pot,
Yeah.
it will melt the plastic.
Yeah.
Or if you had some way of propping it up, you know, you could do that.
If I just like a little,
Tongs or something.
oh, see, I told the phone.
You could.
But then take one.
It takes longer than I would want to stand there and hold the phone. So
Or like a fry basket.
that would be perfect. Yeah. Yeah, that would be perfect.
I think let's give it one more minute. I heard from Angela, she's on her way home from Prodigy Coffee from another meeting. That's- Would we invite these meetings as well? Dennis said we could do them in these. That's all I was trying to do.
Yeah. She has not been doing very much.
There was a lot of how they came on the flyer, but she did do a lot of work. Let's go ahead and get started. I will just be mindful of everyone's time. Tonight, why don't we go ahead and do introductions?
Hi, everyone. Steve Nally, Chief Real Estate Officer for the National Western Center Authority.
Hello, everyone. Sandra Ruiz from Global.
Fernando Pineda, AI results.
Catherine Archuleta, facilitator.
Brad. CEO of the National Western Center Authority.
I'm Anthony Aragon with the National Western Center Authority. And virtual,
Hi, Caroline Acha, Globeville resident, community board member.
great, thank you, welcome everyone. Okay, do we have any update on community meetings as we wrap up can't believe I'm saying this, as we wrap up 2023 and maybe look at the beginning of 24? Sandra?
Meetings, no. Events,
What about-
sí.
What about projects?
Projects, muchos. So we started cooking classes this weekend on Sunday. We started with the test to certify everyone from 18 people that registered. Only 12 showed up, but those 12 passed the test and they got their certification. So now we have our first 12 students for the culinary classes that we're gonna be giving starting March. Right now we're doing all the fundraising because we need to raise $200,000 for the whole year. This is gonna be a whole year of classes every week. And it's gonna be for 5 hours, so we need to pay the chairs, we need to pay ingredients, everything.
And where are you doing it?
CSU. So we have to pay the space. So it's a big project, but it's a project that hasn't been done before. And it's all Spanish also. And once they're certified, and the top students that certified, they can get a job faster. Or even if they're working in the restaurant industry right now, they can get a raise, they can get a better job just because of that certification. So we're gonna try to certify 36 total students for the whole year. We're gonna have, and it's not just about students being workers after they're done, but they're gonna get their own products, they're gonna create their own product, sell them at the end of the year, so they're gonna have their own business.
So do you have any big sponsors yet?
Not yet. We're looking for that, we're gonna start looking for that, so we're doing the proposals and everything, so we can start looking for the big sponsors. We also had the Dia de los Reyes, which is January 6th. We already have the National Western Center, we have the National Western Stock Show, we have CSU sponsoring. And we have another organization that is helping us. Facebook friends, so it's like everyone is trying to help with that. Awesome. Thank you to everyone that is doing that possible. And we also have the leadership program that is for women, which is it's a 6-month program for women in the community, and it's gonna be the same. It's not like every other leadership program that I've been to that there's a lot of people, speakers just coming and telling about the story, but they have to do the action, they have to go out there in the community, they have to do work. And at the end of that, they're gonna get also a certification and everything. Yes, that's it.
Okay. Thank you. Caroline, any upcoming events that you can think of?
Yeah, so there is going to be, it's called a Very Merry Hip Hop Christmas Market at the Globeville Center. The Birdseed Collective is hosting this. I just saw a notification for this earlier today, so it's fresh in my mind. So it's going to be on December 23rd, market from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. I think there is still space for vendors as well, so if anybody wants to vend there is also yep, it says in their little post that there is an email vendors can email to get themselves signed up as well. So you can, if you're a vendor, you can participate. If you're just looking to do some last minute holiday shopping, you can participate. It looks like it'll be a fun event. I think Christmas markets are lots of fun. I really enjoy them. I have a lot of fond memories from going to little Christmas markets and stuff when I was a kid too. So I think that this will be a super fun event right here in Globeville. And then aside from that, I don't really have too much. On the Tepeyac side, just another reminder that the pharmacy is open, up and running. They are filling prescriptions left and right. It's a really great pharmacy program because if you're not aware yet, fortunately, some prescriptions can be so incredibly expensive that they are prohibitive to get filled, which is not great for people's health. I don't think anybody should ever have to choose, oh no, I can't feel better, I can't fill my prescription because it costs too much. So at the Tepeyac Pharmacy, it's all extremely low cost. All of the prescriptions are very, very affordable, ranging in the like $3 to $10 range affordable. So definitely keep that in mind. You don't have to be a patient there to get a prescription filled. And they have recently become, I believe, in network with Kaiser, which is kind of a big deal because Kaiser, I think, covers a lot of people. A lot of employee health insurance plans are done by Kaiser and stuff too. So Kaiser is now participating, and you're able to get Kaiser prescriptions filled, at least the very first one, filled at the Tepeyac Pharmacy now, which is a big, big deal. So keep this in mind. Tell all your friends, tell your family. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. And other than that, I don't really have too much.
So Caroline, is it a good thing to bring outside business? Or is this really, do you want to be focused on bringing community and resident business? Is it helpful for them to have more business?
Yes, outside business is great for this one because it's not appointment based. There's not really that much limited availability. You know, the way the pharmacy works is you can get your prescription called over and it'll get filled, but that's not really taking it away from somebody else who could have had that opportunity to get it filled. So definitely prioritizing the community first. That's who it, you know, exists for, who it was founded for. It's definitely the first, you know, customer base that we think of, but it's not limited to that. It's not a limited availability kind of thing. So we can spread the word a little bit and send more people there as well, especially if they have insurance, because the low cost pharmacy is the most benefit for the uninsured and the underinsured. But if you have great insurance, go ahead and get it filled because your great insurance will likely cover it. And that's just more of a boon for Tepeyac as well. So insured, on in, uninsured, come on in. We got you covered either way.
Anthony, I forgot about the Posadas food boxes on this Saturday, so if you guys have flyers or anything that you guys want to have, the boxes are gonna go out. The community, let me know, we put some of those flyers in there.
How many?
I'm gonna be allowed just 65.
Okay, got it, okay. I have a couple of updates. Oh, Angela, thank you for joining us. Do you want to introduce yourself and let us know if you have any community events that you're aware of?
Hi, everyone. This is Angela Garcia. I'm a Global resident and a member of the CIF. And just to let you know, the CIF is going to continue working with Shannon, who is helping us move along and develop our RFP. We're hoping the RFP will be out by the end of January, February at the latest. We are hiring a documentarian, which is sorely needed to help us be able to put together our FAQs and also to give us a little bit more background for the RFP and the FAQs on the National Western, etc. Thank you.
Great, thank you and welcome. Let's see, I think there's two updates that I wanted to share. On December the 19th, Johnson Rec Center is hosting their Christmas event from 5:30 to 7:30. And then on December 21st, Councilman Watson, along with the mayor's office, is hosting a community meeting Thursday, December 21st from 6 to 7:30, also at the Johnson Rec Center, related to the Radisson Hotel. So those are a couple of upcoming community meetings that are taking place. Questions, thoughts?
That meeting is gonna be very important for people to go, because now I'm hearing from residents that there's a lot of people living outside the hotel. Because they're gonna talk about how they're transferring and how they're separating the homeless and the migrants from Venezuela. But now they're like residents in Swansea, they're telling me that there's a lot of Venezuelans outside living in the streets. So it will be really good for residents to go to the meeting.
Okay. Angela, so the next item on the agenda was the Community Investment Fund update. Is that what you just provided then, was the update?
Yes,
Okay, so RFP end of January, early February, and then you're gonna be hiring a documentarian to assist with the creation of an RFP and FAQ, is that correct?
yes.
Great, okay, terrific. Any questions for Angela? Anyone? Okay, CNBC update, okay, that covers that. Okay, great. Procurement update at the National Western Center, Steve?
Hi, everyone, good to see you. We are well underway on the Equestrian Center, Park Garage, Hotel procurement efforts. We are expecting proposals tomorrow. Stage 1 proposals tomorrow at 1 p.m. So this is a 2-stage procurement where the first stage is mostly qualifications-based information. We will work to shortlist actually on Friday when the evaluation committee is scheduled. And we don't know how many we're gonna receive, hopefully plenty, hopefully it'll be a really good discussion. And then we plan to announce, by the end of next week, our shortlist, out to proposers. So that they can begin to work on the stage 2 effort, which is, there's more to it, there's a concept plan, there's a lot more detail around the community components, as well. We will allow them time through the holidays to work on that, and our next kind of round of evaluation will be in February. So that's the schedule. Tomorrow's a really big day for us on Equestrian. We're looking for big things from these teams, and we think we're gonna get it. Anything you want to add on Equestrian, Brad?
No.
Perfect. The Cup North RFP is taking much longer. There's a lot going on at the end of the year. We're trying to get through. I really want to, that's on the list to get done by the end of the year, so I'm still working and writing on that. We're really hoping to release that as soon as we can. As you know, there's a similar, the outreach effort that we did around the community was for both the Equestrian Center and the Cup North project, so a lot of those similar comments will be in that RFP, and we'll be looking to the private market to deliver on those ideas if they can, while also building a parking garage. That procurement is, we're really seeking a partner to then negotiate with, as opposed to receiving highly designed bids or highly designed proposals for a parking garage and structure and building. It's more, are we picking the right partner to work with over the next probably several years to then design and build a parking garage and other components. Those are the two kind of real estate procurement updates. Right, you want to say anything about sessions?
Well, I will, but add on to Cup North. I think it's gonna be really, it's an interesting opportunity, Cup North, because we're bringing this partner in that community's gonna help us select. And then there'll be this process that can be co-created for, and I think it'll be a really good full-scale pilot project, right? I mean, we will be able to, I think, do a bunch of different things during that process. And make real what we've been talking about in the process. Because that's really where the rubber meets the road, right? Is when you're really crafting the deal. And Cup North, I think, is gonna be an opportunity. I mean, that we'll be doing that early next year, right? And that's, I think it's gonna be, there's a lot of opportunity in it. On the concessions procurement front, we got 2 very solid submitters for the concessions contract. Tell me that Jesslyn, her name is Jesslyn?
Jesslyn?
from Prodigy Coffee is the community member who is sitting on that, selection committee. I am not on the selection committee because the selection committee makes a recommendation to me, but I do listen into most of what the conversation is. And, I've been really impressed so far with what I'm hearing from the submitters. We had a face-to-face meeting with one of the groups this morning. We have the second face-to-face meeting tomorrow, kind of a interview that we're doing with them, which is where this food came from. The first group brought food today. And I'm cautiously optimistic with what I'm hearing is all I'll say at this point. I think they have both responded in earnest. With Ernest House not being here today, I can say that. They responded in earnest with really trying to implement mission and vision pieces of the National Western Center. I've been impressed so far. And I don't know what the timing is. We'll make a selection here in the next month or so, but there's a whole contract negotiation period that follows that, so I don't think they'll be on board till Q2 of 24 probably. But
How many concession, where are the concessions?
so we're under the phase one contract was signed a few months ago, and it's kind of what we are right now. It's the campus excluding CSU, includes Stockyards Event Center, Yards, Riverfront. So it's kind of small. The phase two starts in January of 2026 and brings Stock Show in, so Stock Show
Oh, wow.
is part of it.
So there'll only be one concessionaire?
There will be one campus concessionaire
Wow,
for Stock Show for all of Livestock Center.
that's a huge contract.
It's a huge contract. Livestock Center, SYC Yards, Equestrian, and potentially future Triangle venues. They have to, the way it's in the procurement is kind of theirs to lose. There's a renegotiation that happens as you add new venues on, and they have to be hitting KPIs around all the things that we've said as a priority around community and business and sustainability and composting and place management, all that kind of stuff. But both of these groups have completely embraced it. I mean, they are going for it, and it is a substantial contract.
Are they local, national?
They both have, one is headquartered locally, one has a substantial local presence, but is a national, and if they're headquartered in Chicago, and I guess there's no reason I can't say who they are.
I don't know the answer to that question.
And you probably shouldn't because it's in procurement, yes, yeah, let's just answer that for you now.
One of them is, a national organization that actually does. It's actually outside the US, they're an enormous company. Huh? Big company. It's not who you think.
Oh.
It's not who you think.
I won't say
Yeah, thank you for your questions. That cover it?
And out of those two, just one is gonna move.
One will get picked.
Okay.
One will get picked. They will be selected to move to contract negotiations. That's a whole thing. So that does not guarantee that they are the successful bidder, but it puts them in the position to be the successful bidder.
The preferred proposer.
Preferred proposer, thank you. That's the right term.
Thank you. National Western Center update.
Oh, wait, I have a
Um,
question.
Oh, yes, go ahead, Angela.
And you all know that I'm gonna ask this question. Shouldn't surprise you any. So the monies that are made from that, is there any way for any of those monies to go towards the SIF? Because I think that's one of the questions that Councilwoman Torres had asked a few months back. Thank you.
For the concessions specifically, Angela?
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was in the RFP. We asked them to propose across a number of kind of community benefit categories, how they're gonna work with local small businesses, how they're gonna fund, create revenue streams, whatever around community investment fund. And they have both come with what I will, from my seat, are substantial benefits in both those regards. So yes,
all right, thank you.
Great. National Western Center update. Couple of updates. We were able to work with some sponsors to provide complimentary rodeo tickets or event and rodeo tickets for the stock show. That's one of. So let me back up. So we decided that we really wanted to engage the community with 2024 stock show. So the first thing that we're doing is we secured a horse-drawn wagon to participate in the stock show parade on January the 4th. And I've been working with the with Swansea Elementary School and Garden Place Academy, and they are identifying 6 children plus 2 chaperones that will ride in the wagon during the stock show parade. So I've been in communication with the schools. They're very excited, trying to secure transportation so that we can pick up the kids and transport them to and from the stock show parade. The second idea that we had was free tickets to the stock show, either a rodeo. There's 2 rodeos. There's the Mexican rodeo and the Martin Luther King African American rodeo. And then there's 3 events, the Wild West show, the Extreme Dog show, and Dancing with Horses show. And we were working with CREA Results and their promotores the last week to flyer the community. And I've been getting amazing response from community. So we're well on our way to distributing those 250 complimentary tickets to the rodeo. It also includes a food voucher, like a $20 food voucher. So yeah, the calls and the emails are coming in fast and furious the last couple of days, which is really exciting. Community is very excited about that.
and then we're gonna put that on our text message platform.
I'm waiting to see first, I wanted to get it in the residents' hands first before I distributed.
How are we gonna, I know I'm hijacking this. You're only gonna be able to get to so many doors.
Yeah.
So how do the rest of?
So we're doing it in phases. So the first part was to flyer. The second part is to work with our nonprofit organizations that have clients that are directly working with those nonprofit organizations to flyer or to leave flyers at the rec centers and the library. And then yes, adding a text.
Okay.
I'm just being mindful that I don't want to get bombarded.
Yeah.
And then we don't have tickets and we have to say no. So sort of just phased approach. But I really wanted to distribute it to the residents directly first. To see what sort of response we would get, and then, the next phase and then the next phase. Because I think the worst thing that could happen is then we start telling everybody no. It's like, well, you didn't, why did you even do this? So, but that's a great idea because I am gonna be monitoring it, and if we realize that, we're not, hypothetically, the Wild West show isn't doing so. The Mexican rodeo is very popular, the Extreme Dog show is very popular, the other 3 haven't been as popular as of yet. And so I think that if we notice that, the most important thing is the tickets get distributed and used by the community. So I think we could do a specialized text message that, hey, we have 3 tickets to the Wild West show on this date if you'd like tickets, but it's a good idea.
I think that just to add a little, I think Anthony's taking a great care also, blocks that are closer to the event, right? And sometimes it's like, oh, I live next door and I didn't know about it, right? So we're also kind of making the maps work and trying to figure out how do we kind of go from the venue all the way through, so at least it's not like, well. And we know that we're not gonna be able to give a ticket to everybody in the community, so yes, it's gonna be a little bit of give and take, but. It's taking a great deal of consideration of like, where have we missed, where have we are, where can we go? I think of course, that was first.
In full transparency, I asked Freya to, look at 1 to 2 miles from the campus and move from geographically from our campus 1 to 2 miles outward. But then making sure that someone says, oh, well, why didn't I get, then we're leaving them at the rec 50-90 rec centers to say that they didn't get one at their door. So,
And so that everybody knows, we went and raised over $17,000 from outside sponsors to fund this, because, and Stock Show is selling us tickets at a discounted price. But between the food vouchers and the tickets, it was $17,500 worth of expense. And we raised that through 5 different sponsors.
Yeah. And lastly, you'll receive an invitation. I will announce this at the CAC meeting as well. We're going to also be, our partners are going to be hosting a community reception and rodeo. We believe the date is going to be January 17th. And again, it's the Stock Show, CSU Spur, the National Western Center, and then we're also partnering with the SSA Group, which is the concessionaire for the Stock Show. But we're going to invite the CAC members, nonprofit leaders, leaders from the rec centers, the library, a few teachers from each school, to a special community reception and rodeo, and that's going to be on January 17th. It'll include a reception with dinner and drinks, and then rodeo, the pro rodeo that night as well. So I will be announcing that at the CAC meeting tonight, and all of you will be invited as well to that special event on January 17th. And then lastly, we also advertised on that flyer where we shared the Stock Show's free community day, which is on January the 9th, all the dates are in my head are just jumbled. But at any rate, sometimes I need to get that date so I have it exactly. But we want to make sure the community knows that it's free community day, which the Stock Show does every year. So we included that on the flyer as well, so that community knows they can come and tour the grounds that day for free. It doesn't provide access to a rodeo or an event, but it does provide free access to the grounds. So that's, I think, what I've been focusing on the past week or so. And I mentioned to Brad this morning, it's just really exciting. I mean, I'm getting voicemails and I'm getting emails and I'm getting texts, and I'm like, it feels good. And I've talked to community members directly as I'm responding to them and returning their phone calls, and they're very excited. And they're excited they get to take their kids to the event as well. So that's a good way to wrap up the holiday season. Anything else?
Thank you, Anthony. I just want to say this is what happens when you do community engagement and you collaborate with community to be able to make beautiful things happen. So this is a stepping stone. I'm excited to see the next step for the following years into the future, so that things can be better between the National Western and the 3 neighborhoods and the community as a whole. Thank you.
Thanks, Angela. Yeah, we're really, I mean, it's to your point of a stepping stone, sort of, it's just, this all sort of came out of the Halloween trunk or treat, right? That we want to, it is our plan and intent to host a community-wide event once a quarter. So the trunk or treat was the event for the fourth quarter of 23. The Stock Show is the event for the first quarter of 23. And then I'm going to be working with the partners that helped produce the trunk or treat to see if they would like to host an Earth Day event that will include
Roller skating.
We're not there yet, Brad. Why did you bring that up? You know, this roller skating. But it'll be summer. We'll be roller skating. But in April, our plan is to host an Earth Day event that will include, an organization that, provides electronic recycling so that you can bring your old computers, your old TVs, anything electronic to get recycled. A tree planting event. I just, spoke with Groundwork Denver at an event yesterday, and they mentioned they would be excited to maybe partner with us around a tree planting event. Obviously, CREA does the tree planting, GSMP does the tree planting. So, you know, that's that is my hope that will be the second quarter event. And then it sounds like the third quarter, whoever had the idea of roller skating, more power to them. I look forward to them planning the roller skating events. Looking directly at you,
The
Brad.
collective we.
The collective we. But no, yeah, and we'll do a summer event, and then also, it doesn't need to be that, oh, we're only gonna do it once a quarter. If community has other ideas, they would like to utilize the space, here. All ears, it doesn't just have to be, but you know, we wanna at least have a focus for one really large community-wide event each quarter. And so that's a sneak peek of what's to come, so.
Yes.
You have something?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. What's on that? Anything else? Go ahead.
I just, I think I'll probably mention this tonight, CAC too, but so it'll be a repeat for you. So I think one of the things we've heard is folks don't know what the results are here on the campus. And we need to know what our results are. We need to be holding ourselves accountable as well about what we're producing or not producing and what category. So we're working on some dashboards. I use that word. I don't know what that really means, quite honestly, but it's a data collection process that'll allow us to roll up results. And I mean, obviously there's a big category of community benefits, and so we're working on that. What is that? And it includes subsets of the community investment fund and things like that. What difference are we making? And what areas can we be doing better? What areas can we improve on? Other category is jobs, campus operations jobs. And then another area is sustainability. So we'll be doing a sustainability dashboard. So jobs, community benefits, sustainability, and we have put together a lot of our jobs data. And here's a punchline that I think is pretty exciting, and I hope we can continue to perform at this level. In 2023, on this campus, we contracted and are spending $800,000 in campus-wide services. That grows every year. 24 is more than that. 25 is a lot more than that. 26 is way more than that. In 2023, 68.8% of that $800,000 in spend was spent with local, small, minority, women, and disadvantaged business enterprises. Just shy of 70% of those dollars are going back into this community in 2023. And it was good to see the data, because that's what we've been working for. That's what we've been working at, is like, how do we write these RFPs so that we get more than the typical 18% or whatever a lot of public contracts end up at. And so I'm really proud of our team, and I'm proud of the partnership with folks like Center for Community Wealth Building, who helped us craft the RFPs and educated us in the ways, as you all have to, in how the components and the approaches we needed to take with the RFPs, so we would write them in a way that small businesses have the capacity and feel comfortable responding, and being successful at competing with the big dogs. And they did, and they beat big dogs lots of times. And that's just our first year of kind of tracking that, and we'll continue to do that each year. But I think some of what we're doing is working, and I wanna just share that with everybody.
Any questions for Brad? No. Any public comment? No.
Just like the idea of the dashboard, kind of like, not necessarily go all the way down to an infographic or something, but I think something that's point small, visual, that can just to think again, generate, everything from the awareness to the aha moments to the, surprising data, which I think it always can take you to the unabridged version, because I know some people really like to know everything.
No,
But
that's exactly where we need to go. This needs to roll up to an infographic on our website, so people can see like what it is. Is the National Western Center walking the talk of actually supporting local community or not? And these metrics are really important, because on one hand, 68.8% is a very good number. It's a really good number. But I could tell you the exact number of people that are employed by that. I think it's a couple of hundred people total throughout the year. That's not 2,000 people, so those couple of hundred people, they know, but the 2,000 people or the 6,000 people or the 5,500 families in GS don't know that, right? So they may not have that experience, and that's, for them, the community benefit is not necessarily gonna be a job. Maybe they work at something else, they don't need a job here. But how are we, so it's all of those different touch points, jobs, community investment fund, the experience here, events here, and all those kind of things. And attendance, actually, that's the fourth dashboard I forgot to mention. Attendance, we're tracking how many people come to the campus for what events. You can't necessarily know exactly where they come from, but we're tracking that better now too.
But I'd say, just for personal observation, it's amazing to hear those numbers, when, reduction of I-70 and the underpass was done. We're part of a Denver University, research program on trying to identify how many from the neighborhood, many people from the neighborhood directly impacted, since it was a federal mandate. And, I think I can say here that it was extremely difficult to see or to prove, based on the observation that we did, talking to the neighbors, like, because part of our approach was to really just go and talk to people and say, like, do you know somebody? Do you know somebody? And unfortunately, there were not even high numbers at all. So I think any number, I think it's what community always says, like, and what talks about EJ communities and disproportionate impact. So I think showcasing those numbers, knowing that it's never going to be enough, right? But I think again, in a step in the right direction.
And you've got the data collection is hard. That's why it took us a while, because you have to go to each of the different vendors and they have to prove up their data, right? Or you can roll it up into an actual result. And it's like, okay, how many people at what hourly rate too? It's not just about, okay, you got a bunch of people working at minimum wage. I think the average, I'll pull this up for the meeting, it was $30-something an hour was the average total rate. It was a good rate as well. And that was also part of what we wanted to accomplish, is not have this just be the minimum wage.
It also helps because the vendors now know you're gonna ask them,
Yeah.
so there's an incentive for them
Yeah.
to report good numbers, so. Cause they're gonna be there's a sense of evaluation on how well they're doing.
Yeah, it is justification for termination of their contract if they're not hitting their KPI.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's breaking the contract if they're not hitting their numbers.
Yeah.
They're exceeding the numbers, by the way. Yeah, and so the base, our RFP procurements state a minimum, just so we can set a bottom of 35%. So they have to hit 35%, or they can't even go under contract with us. But the people who won the contracts exceeded those. So they came in and we score based on that. So if there's somebody, and part of what contributed to these numbers is we have a number of, I don't only remember the exact number, of the vendors who are 100% locally owned and operated. So, you know, and they got serious preference points in the selection process.
Great, okay. All right, I want to be mindful of everyone's time. We did need to cut the meeting a little short tonight, because we're going to be hosting our monthly CAC Plus community meeting that will start at 5 p.m. So we will log off of this meeting and then we will log on to the CAC Plus community meeting and we may see some of you there. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.